Hey everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
Amelia's hanging out with us today. Popeye's at the house. We're the RC Sailors. Welcome to our RC family. It is bright out today. A little chilly, but the weather is turning around and getting a little warm. I could almost even take my jacket off today, I think. We're outside, we're gonna fly a drone and have some fun. It comes in this nice case, so let's take a closer look at this, see what comes in the box, and then we're gonna fly it for you, have some fun with it. It actually comes in this very plain, generic brown box, which is unlike JJRC. They usually come in a nice brightly colored box, but you know me, I like a good case. So this does have a very nice case. Inside, we've got the separate pouch up top for all of our accessories. The transmitter and drone are kept down here. Abby, I don't think you knew I did this. Check that out.
Cool.
I think that looks pretty good. It's one of our small stickers. I like that a lot. Guys, if you want stickers for your own RCs, you can check out our Patreon link in the description box below. There you go, there's the folding arm drone. We have a tiltable camera on here, but it is manually tilted. This is a 1080p camera. And the funny thing is about this drone, there's no micro SD card slot. So everything that's recorded is recorded and saved to your phone. This is a 2-cell 900 milliamp LiPo battery. It's charged via micro USB to regular full-size USB with a fairly proprietary little connector on there. Yep, it's a standard battery in a proprietary case. Not a huge fan of that. The birds are even up there today. That's funny.
They're gonna poop on us.
Maybe.
Kind of scoot over.
Keep in mind, this does have brushed motors and it is geared, okay? So not brushless or anything, although we are supposed to have a pretty long flight time, so keep that in mind. Here's our included transmitter. This is a nice ready-to-fly unit. This whole thing comes in under $90, which is a good price point for a GPS FPV drone. It's amazing where technology is bringing us these days. The antennas on top are fake. There's no wire running through them. It's just for looks, so and they feel kind of floppy and cheap. The joysticks or the gimbals, they do feel really good. All the buttons are labeled, and I like that a lot. They're labeled properly. Down here is where your phone is held. Nice phone mounting system. They do include the USB to micro USB to charge your drone battery, so that's great. In this baggie we have 4 spare props, and the funny thing is they give us 4 of these little pods that go on the bottom of the motors here. I don't know why they give you 4 of those. Do they come off easily or something? It feels like it's on there really well, so it's kind of strange that they give you 4 extra of those. Weird. You also get 4 good-sized prop guards. If you're really new to flying, use those for a few flights in the beginning. When your confidence is built up, take those off, because it's going to hurt your flight time and performance. Last but not least, they did give us a bunch of different screws to hold on those prop guards and things. The downside was, when I got mine at least, these screws were just scattered throughout the case. They were all kind of sticking to the side of the motors here, the smaller pods, which is kind of bad because they could get in those cracks. Just a poor method of shipping those screws. That doesn't happen very often, but it's definitely worth pointing out. You know, JJRC is a toy grade drone RC, they do ground vehicles too, company, and it's really nice to see them stepping into the budget-friendly GPS world. So no, this is not a DJI Spark, although it kind of resembles that a little bit, that size and shape and everything, but it is about $86, $90, somewhere around there. So that's where we're at. I do like that they're doing GPS stuff, so let's fly this and see how it does. We should get about a 12 to 15 minute flight time, so this should be interesting.
Should be, because we'll see if Amelia can make it through that.
Also, look at this. See the front of the drone? You know how the Spark has the infrared like signal camera and stuff there? That is just fake. That's just a fake panel there. It implies that there's collision detection, but there is none. And this does not have visual positioning hold either. It's just a GPS. Calibration process on this drone was extremely easy. As soon as you turn the drone on, you turn the transmitter on right after that, and you just start calibrating it. You spin it horizontally 3 times, it'll beep. Put the camera down, spin it 3 times, it'll beep. So we're gonna do our best to keep Amelia nice and happy while we do a flight for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and start the motors. Down and out on both sticks, starts them, and then I have an auto takeoff button on the transmitter.
Oh, it's a drone girl.
Maybe the sound of the drone will help her out. Now we have a breeze picking up, and I haven't touched a single button on this transmitter yet, and it's doing all of that, holding in place. Here, you know what, I
got it.
Okay, I was gonna take Amelia and move her around a little bit. Now, JJRC, $90. In my mind, I'm going to basically think of the Hubsan GPS drones that are under 100 bucks when I'm flying this. So that's the level of performance that I want it to hit. And right now, for just a hover on its own, I think it's doing a really good job. I can see the lights. Again, the calibration process was extremely easy and awesome. And we have a strong 5-mile-an-hour breeze constant right now, so it's doing great. Let's take over the controls. I'm just going to use the transmitter to fly and see if we can get some shots here of the football field. Sorry, Abby. Guys, just so you know, Abby's got her work cut out for her today. She is, I'll explain the beep in a second. Oop, and there it comes back. I'll explain that in just a second. So she's got her work cut out for her. She's recording the drone for all of us, and she's pushing Amelia around in the stroller trying to keep her nice and happy. So the reason the drone is up there beeping and doing its own thing is because this drone has a geofence established at 30 meters the first time you take off and fly, and I think it does this every time you start it. There's a button on the transmitter that is the return to home button. If you press and hold that for 4 seconds, which I'm going to do now, we get a beep. And that restricts that flight limitation of 30 meters. I think that's really good that a toy grade company, JJRC, puts a restriction on a drone like this, in my opinion, because if you've only flown JJRC stuff, you probably haven't flown very many GPS camera drones, which means you haven't flown very far away. I think the picture quality looks pretty good right now.
Awesome. I like that all the buttons disappear on the screen.
Me too. I do too.
When you're not clicking them.
When you touch the screen, they all come up, but after a few seconds, they go away. And so that's nice for FPV flying. Why don't we see stuff like that on DJI expensive drones? I think that's a really good idea. So, yeah, you just press and hold the return to home button to take that restriction off, and we should safely be able to fly about 100 meters away on this. Although I'm not going to be doing that today because I don't want to fly outside the restrictions of the football field. I will, however, push it to about the other side of the football field. We'll get a little farther away here and just see how it holds up at about the, I don't know, we might be at the 30-yard mark or so now, maybe 40 yards. So I just let go of the controls. I'm letting it hover there to see how it does. It's not doing too bad for a $90 drone. Really, I can see a little swaying up there, but there's definitely not any toilet bowling or anything getting out of control. It's doing a good job of holding it in place, so that's really cool. There's the baseball kids are over there on the other side of in the baseball field. They're practicing, and I can see all that up here, so it's really nice. I am showing a 59% battery now through the app on the telemetry in the drone. We have tons of telemetry on the transmitter itself too. We have 19 satellites connected. I can see how high we are, 19 meters. We're 83 meters out. So this is about a comfortable flying distance. That's pretty cool.
So I am kind of nervous the app is going to crash, so I'm going to restart your in-app recording.
Okay, just in case it would crash.
Exactly.
Right? So at least we have something
We
saved.
should have something saved because I tested it before he took off and it did save to my phone.
I'm going to go ahead and fly out to the other end of the football field here, and look at that, we are at 110 meters and I still have a good solid connection. I've seen a couple other guys online, there's disconnected at about 120 meters, so I don't want to go any farther than that. I'm really happy with that flight distance at 110. I still have a nice solid Wi-Fi connection, although there is some latency, you know, we're getting a little choppiness, but we're far enough away that that is a little drone dot in the sky and I can just barely still see orientation, so I'm going to turn it back to
I'm
us.
not bothering to record it with this camera.
That's okay. Oh, I see. Abby's just pointing off in the random spot because I'm far away and she's rocking Amelia. So let's fly back. Maybe we can get a shot of Abby doing 2 jobs at once. Let's go. So I'm going to fly FPV now while you're watching me, Abby.
Oh, okay, so I need to film
so I can see that person running. The feed on the phone is much better than most toy grade drones. Of course, it doesn't look as good as DJI Spark, but that cost probably 4 times what this cost. So if you are on a budget and you only have $100, so far this is proving to be really nice. You know, some people are going to say no way on the brushed motors and geared, but some people just don't have the choice. You don't have the deep enough pockets to make that choice. Here we go. So on the descent, look, we're not getting too much wobble. It's actually pretty stable footage on the descent, which is really impressive.
Maybe not on my footage.
Yeah.
Probably more wobble on my footage. Oh
That's
my
okay.
goodness, girly.
So we do have a fairly wide angle lens on this drone. Let's see if it'll just stabilize out. I just let go of the controls. I want to see this drone just go nice and stable. We're getting a little bit of toilet bowling here. No, that's okay. We're not here to sugarcoat things or hide things or make it look perfect. Remember, I did do a calibration before this flight. A good solid calibration, good response from the drone. I'm not touching any of these controls. This toilet bowling is from the drone, and it is getting wider and wider. It's now circling around us. And with other people here too, I am going to do my best to manually override that. We're gonna land it, and I will do another calibration. So that's not good that it was toilet bowling, not good at all. So let's go ahead and bring this down.
Amelia disapproves.
She does. When a drone toilet bowls, really for any reason, that usually is an indication that it's gonna do it again. If it does it one time, it's probably gonna happen more than once. So we're gonna calibrate this, and there will be a little cut here in the video. We'll be right back. We're gonna try some of the flight features now. Even though we had some toilet bowling, we're gonna be very careful and keep it close to us. So we're gonna start the motors and do another auto takeoff. Poor little Amelia. You know, just so you guys know, she got her 4-month shots yesterday, and so she hasn't been the happiest since then. But here we go. I'm gonna do my best to test a few of the flight modes and features. Remember, Abby's working hard. We'll show you guys what's going on here. See, so Abby is trying to record the drone for you guys and keep little old Amelia nice and happy. So let's do some of these flight modes. While it's pointing at me, I'm gonna hit that little tracking button. I think this is a pretty good distance, and I'm just gonna walk around a little bit. Maybe I'll walk with Amelia.
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, let's do that. So this will be Amelia's first drone tracking experience.
You can put a binky in her mouth too while you're at it. So the drone's supposed to be following you? Is that what you're doing? Don't let it hit the field goal thingy. We're not sports people. Okay, so it's following him, but it's not following him like smooth. At least not yet. It's very like, it goes and then it kind of stops and rocks for a second, and it goes and rocks for a second. We've definitely seen this feature go a lot smoother. Well, now see it. Oops, I lost it. Yeah, it's like jerky following you. You see that? Like it goes and then it stops and it wobbles. Do you agree?
Yeah.
That's what I was telling him.
It is not great. And there goes toilet bowling again.
No.
During the follow me. We may smack into that. So I let go of Amelia, and I'm going to take over this thing because that's a really nasty toilet bowl, really bad. I've got to exit the tracking mode.
No.
And okay, when I exited the tracking mode, it kind of stopped, but it still has a mind of its own. So I am landing this thing for the safety of anyone here at this football field. It is on the ground. Okay. I'm stopping this review kind of mid-review for the safety of us and just anyone else that could be around here, because that's 2 strikes against this drone, and for me, 2 toilet bowling
2 strikes, you're out, right?
That's it, you're out. That's definitely unsafe to fly. It was calibrated and gave a perfect indication that it was a good solid compass calibration. I just frown upon that. It's a shame with a...
And no, we didn't calibrate it around the middle. No,
we did a nice and open space. I've seen a $1,000 drone do a crazy toilet bowling. Remember the Walker Vitas that we did on the channel? And I've seen cheaper GPS drones. I think it's a quality control issue. I don't think you're gonna see very many people say great things about this drone. It started off strong and it was flying okay, but when you have a GPS drone, you're not flying it for sport, you're not flying it for acro, you're not racing between trees and stuff like a race drone. Why are you flying a GPS drone? To rely on the GPS to hold your aerial camera to get a nice stable shot. If the GPS can't do that, what is the point in having that drone? You tell me in the comments below. Guys, do you appreciate our honesty? If so, we sure could use your support on Patreon. We'll have it linked in the description box below, and it's not all for nothing. You can get nice shout outs on our channel. We also have stickers for people that are just at the $5 tier or above.
And don't forget to get your assumptions in.
Yes.
Our assumption video.
We're gonna have that very soon. We wanna hear your guys' assumptions about the RC Sailors.
Yeah. We're gonna give you a shout out if we use yours. You'll get a shout out, so make sure it's original.
Yes. What do you assume about me? What What do you think about me?
Good at basketball.
Good at basketball. Yeah. You might be surprised.
And thanks for dealing with my crazy footage today, guys.
Yeah, but yeah, if you guys appreciate the honesty and just keeping it real with you, then definitely swing by our Patreon page if you can. If not, a thumbs up on this video goes a long way, even if you don't like the drone. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye!